For the very best in talk paranormal radio on UFOs, Bigfoot, ghosts, conspiracy, and more, listen to Night Dreams with Gary, Monday to Friday, 8 to 11 p.m. Pacific Time. Do you have a paranormal story that you want heard? You could be a guest on Night Dreams. Contact us at motorcycletalkbygary@gmail.com.
Well, hi, everybody. This is Gary. I'm talking to you from the compound down at the harbor. Boy, the weather here in the Seattle-Tacoma area today was really hot, muggy. I managed to get out on my motorcycle today and go for a ride, and I'll tell you what, I started out wearing a leather vest, and by the end of the ride, I was just wearing a tank top trying to get cool. I'll tell you, it was so hot. In the news today, they're still talking about, well, that rogue planet. It's just kind of drifting with no place to go. Makes you wonder, could it be tied into Planet X? Tonight, we're going to be talking about a hell house in Bothell, Washington. It's a fairly late house, but it appears to be, well, what can I say, haunted, poltergeist? I don't know. Demons, I don't know. Keith, are you there?
Yeah, Gary, I'm right here.
Well, how's your day going?
It's hot. I'm sitting at home, got every window open, fan blowing. Like you, when it's hot like this, it can be uncomfortable, especially on day 3, day 4.
Oh, yeah. Unfortunately, in my studio, we had to take out the window to soundproof the studio. And I can't run the air conditioning because the mic is so sensitive it picks it up. And I tell you, I got this little fan, and I have to have it at the lowest position. Otherwise, that comes over the microphone. So I'm sitting right now at 105 degrees. I just closed the door 5 minutes ago. You know, in about 10 minutes, I feel like I need to spray a bottle in here, and I'll be in a sauna because it's going to creep up to about 110 degrees real fast in here.
Oh, wow. So you're paying. Wow.
Yeah, well, I tell you, I hope you're near some lakes where you're at, because I'll tell you, that's where if I had it over again today, instead of getting on my Harley and going for a ride, I probably should have went to the lake and put my feet in the water at least.
Yeah, pool feels real good right now.
So, why don't you tell everybody about yourself, when you bought that property, and were you the original owners, or second or third owners to that property?
Once again, this is Keith-Linder. Me and my girlfriend, we moved into that house May of 2012. We were renters, not owners. And it was just something for us to do in regards to, we were going on our 3rd-year anniversary relationship-wise, and just decided to move in together. And so we did. I mean, we found this house on Craigslist, nothing special about that. But, Gary, almost within, I guess, day 1, started experiencing some weird, what I call phenomena now, because I know about it. But objects went missing. My car keys, my extra set, I should say, went missing on day 1 of moving into the home.
Now, hey, I just want to say, James, are you there?
Yes. How you doing, Gary? How you doing, Keith?
Okay, James is my co-host here tonight. You run a paranormal group too, don't you, James? So maybe all the stuff here, you might be able to give him some ideas what's going on or what went on that property.
Yeah, I do run a paranormal group and do a lot of investigations for many years.
Okay,
yes,
Keith. Okay, let's get back into it. You lost your car keys, They disappeared. You didn't do what I do, like you come home and you're tired and you just stick them in the freezer or someplace like that, did you?
Well, these were my extra set. The weird thing about these are not my keys that I use every day. I kept these keys in a compartment box, almost a glove compartment box, and with other things. And I noticed it missing because I was looking for something else. And I'm like, oh, my car keys are not here. My girlfriend didn't even know I had them. But week 2, week 3, other things started turning up missing or disappearing. We started noticing our silverware was, getting low. Trying to have dinner and searching for a fork and knife was weird. The day the landlord and we signed the leasing papers and got the keys to the home, me and Tina are in the home by ourselves. The house is virtually empty. And we hear a kid cough. And the cough came from upstairs. We're downstairs, sitting on the carpet, sort of trying to get a lay of the land of what furniture is going to go where, whose room is going to be what and whatever. And out of the blue came a kid cough, and we looked at each other, me and Tina, and we were like, was that a kid cough? And but we shrugged these things off, Gary. Dave. We shrugged these things off because at that time, that's all that was happening. We had no idea those were precursors to worser things to follow, because probably about 4 months or 6 weeks into the home, we're now fully moved in. We still have stuff missing, but also items are appearing that neither one of us own, like kid toys. And we don't have any kids. It's just me and her. And these toys, you find them out in the open. You find them in the staircase, on the countertop, kitchen table, coffee table. And some of them look like they're outdated. Like, okay, this toy was very popular in the 70s. Number one, why is it here now? And number two, why is it, an outdated toy? But we still didn't have nowhere to go with that. We didn't know, once again, those were precursors.
Well, how about
that give hints.
How about your neighbors? Did you have neighbors close by that maybe had some children that could have been coming on your property, just to kind of narrow this down a little bit?
Well, we thought, yeah, a few houses down had kids. Of course, we thought at first maybe a previous tenant, as a means of practical joke, would come in. It's a big practical joke because we find these things in the morning when we wake up from sleeping, and putting these objects around the home. We were running through all sorts of ideas until finally, I think the spirits just got bored with us dismissing everything, because the cat was out of the bag today. Me and my girlfriend watching TV together, and she has this 4-foot-tall plant that sits next to the entertainment center. So we're looking at TV, watching Netflix, and all of a sudden, the plant shoots up in the air. It shoots up in the air, does a 360-degree spin. It's spinning, and falls to the ground.
Oh, wow. Big plant, little plant?
Big plant. It was a 4-foot-tall plant. It was a big plant. And I ain't going to say it was heavy, but it was big.
Keith, I gotta ask, the first time that was it your wife? I think you said, or your girlfriend? Your wife?
Girlfriend.
Okay. First time you and your girlfriend noticed a kid's toy, the first day you noticed that, what was your reaction like? What did you say to each other? What was your surmise of that?
Going back to like Gary said, we thought, wow, this is weird. We just said, this is weird. This kid toy was not here the night before.
Yeah, that would.
Could it have fallen off of, could it have been, crammed into something like a wall or crevice, and through the night fell out? But yeah, all the alarms had not been tripped, so we said, well, nobody would come in. We got alarms at the end. We got the ADT security system, but it was just weird, and we would just scratch our heads found another toy. Because keep in mind, me and Tina had no exposure to the paranormal. We had no.
Right. And how many pets? Do you have any pets?
No pets. We had no pets. No.
Oh, no pets.
Me and Tina.
That was out the dogs and cats bringing stuff around.
Yeah.
Yeah, cats will do dogs will pull something out of behind the fridge or whatever, but yeah, and and later down the line, that's going to help me and Tina a lot. That it's just us in the home, because we're going to be able to rule stuff out and rule stuff in based on the fact that it's only two people living here. Now, if I had 2, 3, 4 kids, or even just one, yeah, that would have been my de facto till kingdom come. Even though I never bought Johnny that toy, but kids take toys from all over the place. But yeah, but when the plant rose up, we even thought then that we were being pranked, because we walked toward the plant, we hurried toward it, and we're looking for a remote control or strings, because at that time we're like, this has got to be a practical joke. This is somebody's joke. Maybe this is the way they welcome people in the neighborhood. Maybe the landlord or somebody has a weird sense of humor, and maybe we're on punk TV. Maybe, because we're in that era now where cameras are watching you, and haha, we got you guys. You found this house on Craigslist, but you didn't know it was part of a new reality TV show. So all those things we thought, but when we couldn't find a wire, remote control device, anything that would suggest that it came from outside or somebody was in on it. And at that point, that night, we said, oh, we got a ghost living with us. Because at that point, Tina looked at me, I looked at her, and I said, that's where the kid cough came from. That's what the kid cough is about. That's what the missing items is about. And when I Googled how to tell if your house is haunted, the top 5 things are what we've already experienced. Phantom noises, objects appearing, objects disappearing, things like that. And we had already gone through 2 months of that. So I learned then, these are the introduction or the precursors, if you will, of a house being haunted. But we were not thinking malevolent at the time. We were just thinking kid ghost, kid spirit. What do we do to help it out? We were really thinking in a helpful manner.
Well, how about the landlord? Did you ever call the landlord and ask him what's going on about this property? I'm sure he's had other renters in there, and I'm sure they were. If you suffered all this stuff, we don't even know.
I mean, but yeah, I'm an IT guy, so I asked the landlord. Once we started having more phenomena break out, the landlord's the first person I went to, obviously, and I asked them, "Hey, is there anything weird about the house?" I didn't tell them that objects are moving on their own or things are floating. I didn't want the landlord to think I was crazy and loony. But I did tell them that we're seeing some weird things we can't quite put our finger on. Is there anything about the house that we should know, or any previous tenants ever come to you with anything weird? And his answer was a quick no. He was like, nope. And,
Did you... Oh, excuse me. Did you happen, when all this happened, did you happen to go to the library or anywhere and look up the history of the house, like how old it was, how many tenants, or if anybody had died in the house, or...
I looked online